Yo, 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 yo. We are back live again today. What is good, everybody? What is good? What is good? What is good? What is good? What is this? Three's open. What's good? Dirty Snares, Cold Heat, Brandon Burham, Mighty J. Young, Dirty Snares, Mari Astro, Gary Smith, Cold Heat. What is good, everybody? What is good? What is good? What is good? What is good? Good to see you guys here today. I know a lot of y'all might be barbecuing, a lot of y'all might be grilling, but sometimes I might want to have a little situation, a little talk about it, because it's on my heart right now. But it's good to see you guys. Make sure you guys go ahead and click that like button. If you're on here right now, please go ahead and click that like button. Please click that like button. If you're not subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. That would be great. Please also make sure you share this live as well if you can. After the live is over with, make sure you share it and be engaged, because I want to, read you guys' comments. I want to see what you guys think about what I'm talking about, and I like engagement. So first things first, if you are on here right now, please make sure you go ahead and hit that like button, hit that thumbs up button for me, or hit the thumbs down. It really doesn't care. And please come on and be engaged in the chat, man. It'll be great. It'll be great. And if you guys want to donate to the collection plate, Bishop Bolo always loves when you donate to the collection plate. You can go ahead and donate to the chat revenue. Just hit the $sign down there, or hit that PayPal or that Cash App. Either one works. It's all good with me. Hold on one second. Let me get myself together over here real quick. Yeah. All right. It's good to see you guys, man. Good to see you guys. If y'all see me looking up, I'm actually looking at the comments that are up on my big screen up here. I can see it better than my laptop. So, I just try to look at, all this stuff. What's good? Jonathan Weary, Cold Heat, Lit Up 7. What's good, man? The Hand Arts and Entertainment, Audible Reality. What's good? Oh, you mixing mastering today on Labor Day. Dirty Snares. What's good? Yes, we do have a live beat review tomorrow night. That is on, what is today? It's the 5th. Yes. So tomorrow, September 5th, we do have a live beat review tomorrow night. Yes. Chase Taylor. Yes. Brandon Burham. Yes. Brother Paul, what is good, man? How's it over there on the west side over there? C100, what is good? Good to see all you guys on here. Y'all make sure if you're watching this right now, please go ahead and hit that like button so we can trigger that algorithm and get a few more people in here. We're just doing a quick little midday. I just want to express my opinions. These are just solely my opinions, and we're going to go ahead and just have a good time chatting today about something that is very, very, very touchy to some people. And some people may like it, some people may not like it, but I just got to, just talk about it and be truthful about certain things. Thank you, CJ the Maestro. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. GR Johnson, thank you so much for that. Soundboy, what's good? M Keys, Metamorphosis Keys, what's good? Yes, thank you. If you can, y'all, please go ahead and share this live with your people, man. That'll be great. And if you're on here, please go ahead and hit that like button. And if you guys do want to donate, you can go ahead and donate to that collection plate. Bishop Bolo always likes that. But, before we get started, I got to do one thing before we get started. And I got to run that intro. So let's go ahead and get it. All right, had to run that intro real quick because we're going to start doing these just like regular videos, but we're going to go ahead and add a few more elements because I got a few more things that I can do right now, okay? So we got to run that intro to make sure that everything is solidified, man, making sure people are not trying to steal content on here, man. The tube is a very unforgiving place. But before we get started, for everybody that's on here, make sure you guys go ahead and support my people over at Zounds.com. You guys know that Zounds.com is one of the only places right now you can go and you can go ahead and get some equipment today because they have plans starting with no credit or background check. So that means you can go ahead and get some equipment today. All you have to do is link your credit or debit card to it. You can pay it off over time and you can get you a ton of items on the site with no credit or background check, okay? A ton of items on the site with no credit or background check. It's not everything on the site, but it's a ton of items on the site that you can get with no credit or background check. They'll ship it to you and just pay it off over time using a credit or debit card, okay? So y'all know about me with Zounds, man. Y'all make sure y'all go and check them out after the live is over with. All right, and the next people that I definitely deal with is analog cases. Y'all guys know if you guys need to protect your cases, make sure you go ahead and click the link in the description and head over to Analog Cases. They have the cases for just about everything for all your needs. They got new DJ cases that just came out. They got cases for your mics, your interfaces, everything. So go ahead and check out Analog Cases. They are very, very, very dope. Okay, make sure you check them out right now. All right. So right now we're going to talk about something that is very, very, very touchy. And that is the audio music community. Right now that's going on. There is a lot of people who are giving out certain types of information. And, you know, some of the information is good. Now, what I want to say is this. I'm not against anybody that is showing you tutorials, okay? There is a ton of great tutorials that are here on YouTube. A ton of great tutorials. A lot of people that are showing some great content when it comes to tutorials. I really have no problem with that because there's a lot of small YouTubers that have some great tutorials. There's a lot of big YouTubers that have great tutorials as well. And you guys know I do tutorials as well. However, what's been going on is there is a lot of information so far as the music business that's being thrown out here by a lot of people who are not necessarily in the music business like that or had never been in the music business like that. Okay, so that is an issue. If you're somebody who is trying to, of course, educate your people, and you're somebody who is trying to be truthful about certain things, and you have not been in the music industry per se like that, then that is a problem. That's a huge problem to me. Because if you never actually have done something or been in it, regardless if it's the music industry, regardless of whatever it is, that is a big red flag for me because that means that you're just speaking either out of, you know, you might have read a book on it or you just might have heard somebody else say something, but you never actually been into it. So you really do not know what is going on. Now, this is not a knock to anybody. Y'all know I'm one of the coolest like YouTubers. Even when people try to come at me, I don't really say too much because, you know, people try to get other people roused up or whatever like that. I don't do it. I got blessings for everybody. I'm Bishop Bolo. I pray for everybody. You know what I'm saying? And I try to make sure that I'm careful with what I say or what I do on here because I don't want to give none of you guys the wrong information. Okay, I don't want to give anybody the wrong information. Now, there is some people that do give some good quality information, but sometimes they stretch it or it's a little watered down or it's just completely wrong. You know what I'm saying? Now, so far as people, like I said before, doing tutorials and stuff like that, that's different. Like if you know, there's tons of FL tutorials, Ableton tutorials, MPC tutorials, Studio One, whatever you want to do, there's a tutorial on it. Even Cubase, even Reason, there's tutorials on all that stuff. And right now, you know, it's a perfect time for anybody to be a musician. If you're trying to learn how to produce or trying to do anything, it's a great time to watch tutorials because a little bit of everybody is on YouTube right now. And I know some of the YouTubers right now, a lot of us are like, oh my God, our numbers are just going downhill because there's just so many new people on here. But I think it's actually kind of cool. I think if anybody is on here right now and you want to do a YouTube, go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it. The more, the better. You know what I'm saying? Because it'll be more information so far as on the tutorial side. However, the problem with a lot of people that are coming on here, they're trying to talk about the music industry side. And that's where I can't really agree with that, especially if you've never been in that situation. There's actually a lot of producers on here that are in real music industry situations, but they don't really talk about it like that. I talk about it as much as I can so far as like, publishing, so far as like what's going to happen when you get your first deal. Thank you, M Keys. Thank you so much for that shout out. And of course, if you guys want to go ahead and donate to the collection plate, I would definitely give you a shout out. And plus, you get to see yourself all in the different colors and stuff on the side. So thank you so much, man. And it's your first super chat, man. Thank you so much, M Keys. Thank you so much, Metamorphosis Keys, for that. But this is my thing. Regardless, don't get music advice from Wish. Regardless of what you do, I don't care if you're a mechanic, I don't care if you're a lawyer, I don't care, whatever you do, there is good and there is bad, okay? Even if somebody's been a mechanic for 30 years doesn't make them the best mechanic. They just been a mechanic for 30 years. Now, if somebody's been a mechanic for 30 years and they're still getting customers, then they're probably pretty good. They might be it's not as strong as they used to be, or, they might not be as fast as they used to be, but they are still decent mechanics, right? A doctor, like if you have never operated on anybody, you cannot come on here and say, this is how you do this certain operation, okay? If you have not been in any field and really been in that field, it is very hard for you to come on and try to teach people about that field that you've never been in. I've seen a lot of people do courses. I've seen a lot of people do a lot of stuff trying to sell people stuff. But, you can't sell somebody something that you claim that that you've never been into. That's why, like, even with me, I don't do a lot of courses. I don't sell courses or nothing like that. The one thing that I will probably do is if I do tutorials and stuff like that, I may do it for like premium users. So I might set it up for either like premium users or for people who subscribe to my actual YouTube channel. Like if you pay for the monthly subscription, I would give you some tutorials and stuff like that and just show you some behind the scenes stuff. But I'm still kind of up in the air with that because I want to make sure that I have enough content to show the premium people what they want. So most likely if there is like a premium or like somebody who's subscribing, I give them a platform to say, hey, what do you guys want to see me do a tutorial on? And they say this, then I might make that for the subscription people if I decide to do a subscription thing. I don't really know. YouTube is not my prime source of income. So, it's just fun being on here. So I don't really know. I don't really know if that's something that I would do yet, but it'll be cool to see if people would subscribe to the actual channel just to see me making beats or me showing them certain things like how to hook up the keyboards to the MPC or certain things like that. So if you guys think that I should do something like that, let me know by putting a thumbs up or putting a thumbs down in the actual chat. Don't do it on the likes. But if you are watching this video right now, please make sure you go ahead and hit that like button right now or hit that thumbs down button. Either hit that thumbs up or thumbs down. Let's go ahead and let the algorithm know that we are on here and we are watching this. Okay. But I have noticed there's a lot of experts that are popping up and saying, this is what you need to do to further your music career. This is what you have to do. This is what you need to do. If you don't do this, this is not going to happen. And that is just strictly very untrue. Right now, I'm going to be totally honest with you. Nobody knows when is another hit record going to come. Nobody knows when your beat is going to get picked. Nobody knows none of that. You cannot predict anything in the music business. I've been in studios right now. I've been in studios right now where they have worked on songs for days, even weeks. Turn it in and say, this is the single. Everybody loves this song. This is the single. It's going to be the biggest single in the world. I'm telling you. They put it out and the single does good, but it does not do great. And they spent a lot of money on mixing it, mastering it, going over sessions, stuff like that. And it just didn't turn out to what it is because, to be truthfully honest, you don't know when a hit is going to be a hit. Even if the song is put together so well, it's so many things, like I say a lot, it has to be the perfect timing. It has to be the perfect song. It has to be the perfect day, the perfect, delivery, the perfect everything to become a hit record. It's not just in a way to where you can just take a whole bunch of money and throw it at something and, okay, we just put a whole bunch of money, we're going to put it in people's faces, it's going to be a hit record. I know a lot of times people are doing that stuff for radio, okay? You throw it on, major radio stations, people hear it a lot, and then a lot of people gravitate towards that song. Of course, that's a human nature of thing. If you hear something a lot, you tend to either notice it more or you actually end up liking it. However, nowadays, since you have so much stuff on, the tube, you have so much stuff on IG, TikTok, everywhere, people have options of songs. And a lot of the songs right now that are coming out are basically trendy songs. That's just where we're at. Everything is wide open because there's trendy songs, there's long form songs, there's everything. There's music videos, these Triller videos that are just very very low, low budget, videos that people are doing that are taking off, and these things are working. So we never really know in the music game what is going to work. But one thing that we do know is every year there's going to be those selective songs that are just going to work more than others. And we never really know that. But when it does happen, it just happens. And sometimes you have to throw shit at the wall to see if it happens. And excuse me for my language, but I just had to say it that way. But people think that the music industry, you can just go on here and just manufacture a hit. Like that's just not how it is. You know what I'm saying? That's just not how it is. Hold on real quick, y'all. Had a text real quick. Let me see here. There we go. But some people think that, if you do this is how you beat the record label system, whatever. And I've seen the stuff that Busy Works puts out. Some of the stuff that he puts out is actually true. Some of the stuff he puts out is a stretch sometimes, but I think he has good intentions by doing it. I've seen he was taking a lot of flack from a lot of people lately. Busy Works has been around for a long time, and just for him to do the stuff he does, it takes a lot to even put those videos and stuff together. So I think he has good intentions. You know what I'm saying? I just think sometimes that you got to throw some stuff out there to keep your audience engaged and stuff like that. I've seen other people say a lot of stuff as well, and some of the stuff is really outlandish. But I think that with the amount of bad information now, it could really harm a lot of people. And I think when you say stuff that is not necessarily true, that is harming the people who you're telling that to, and you're not being credible. Like me, I don't know everything. I don't know everything at all. You know what I'm saying? I don't know a lot. But I do know what was my formula for getting certain things done. And I've tried that formula even now, and it doesn't work. So the same formula that I used in 2014, 2015, 2016, and up to 2017, that formula worked for what I was doing. But now that formula is not working as good. Now you have to find a different way to captivate the audience right now. You know what I'm saying? But, right now what we can say is the formula for making beats, tutorial wise is good. So like people will get on people like Busy Works Beats and say, oh my goodness, he's telling people this and telling people that, but nobody looks at the information that he gives for like tutorials. One thing I can say is his tutorials do come in clutch. Thank you, Dan Tanner, for that donation. Thank you so much for that, man. I really appreciate that, Dan Tanner. Thank you so much, man. But he puts out tons of great tutorials, especially for FL Studio users, on how to do this, how to do that, how to do this, how to do that. And it's very quick. It's very much to the point, and you can actually learn from that. So his perspective on the tutorial side is one thing. I don't know if he's ever been in the actual music business situation. I don't know about that. I know he has a lot of music industry insider secret stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I can't necessarily say that, because I don't know if he's been in the business. So I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I know he's been having some spouts with him and brother Dame Taylor. Dame is a guy who's very straight up front. He's just like EA, very straight up front. You know what I'm saying? West Coast guys. I tried to holler at Dame when we was over at NAM this year. I couldn't get up with him. He was walking and I got stopped by some guys and he came through. But he's a cool guy. Got a nice channel that's growing right now, and he's to the point. And I think that's cool. And he's messed with a few industry guys from the videos that I've seen, and that's cool. You know what I'm saying? So like, people like that who has some insight is better than people who don't have any insight that is out here just giving out a whole bunch of information. You know what I'm saying? What you said, Chris Holloway, the main thing I don't like from producers is excessive use of MIDI packs. It's just being lazy. Well, the thing is like this, and we'll go back to what I was saying. The thing about MIDI packs and loop packs and stuff like that is pretty much the same thing as like when you would come into the studio back in the day. We're going to talk about back in the day. Let's say, for instance, and I can only speak for my situation. Let's say, for instance, it's 2010, and I'm in the studio with 3 producers. And one producer may come in there, and he may have a dope beat, but I like the melody more than I like the drums. So what I say is, hey, bro, take the drums off that. The melody is cool. Let's go ahead and add some drums to it. The thing about it is, now we don't even have to be in the studio anymore. We can do everything collaborative over, the internet. Or we can just, from our houses, or even if you did come to the studio, a lot of times you could just drop off some nice little melodies and chill for the rest of the night. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it works. Thank you, Robert Vinson. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that donation to the collection plate. You know what I'm saying? But it's no different. It's collaboration. You know what I'm saying? But now we have royalty-free collaboration. And you got to think that some of these people are not even looking to really be in the music industry like that. They just want to make their money right now, which there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with trying to make your money right now. There's 2 different sides of this whole music game. There's a side of you wait for the long money, which is basically you're taking a risk, big reward. Okay, I'm not taking a little bit of money now, but I'm hoping what I'm doing right now is going to make me a bigger payday, and that's the way I did it. Okay, but then there's some people saying, hey, I want my $10 right now. I want my $100 right now. I'll figure it out later on, but give me my bread right now. You know what I'm saying? So that's some people that do it that way, which is nothing wrong, because if you got to get your bread, you got to get your bread. If the light bill needs to be paid tomorrow, I need to get my money for these light, for the light people. But all I say is do it in a way where it's not cheating and scamming people out the way. Now, if you're selling loop kits or loop packs and you're stealing loops or MIDI from other stuff and combining with your pack, that's not right. But if you're doing it yourself and you're trying to sell your product, there's nothing wrong, because that's what we are. That's what America was built on. Okay? It was built on a capitalistic society, even though we're a more socialistic society right now. But that's what we were built on. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is. And it's no other way of looking at it. And it's set up for people to start from nothing and be something. Regardless if it's producing, making MIDI packs, or whatever you have to do, that's what it takes, and that's what it entails sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But I think that a lot of people are selling themselves short. Like me, I do my drum packs for $10. And a lot of people saying, Bolo, you can sell that thing for $40 or $50. I can. However, I want to get as many people on my packs as possible, because I'm not looking at it as a hustle. I don't look at selling my drum kits as a hustle, which my drum kits are very dope. And if you need to go ahead and get some nice drums, go ahead and click that link in the description and check out my drum kits. You know what I'm saying? Had to put it in there. But, hey, y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. If you're on here right now, please go ahead and hit that like button for me. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up button for me, please. Or hit that thumbs down if you don't like what I'm saying. It doesn't really matter. Just hit that thumbs up or thumbs down button. Let's go ahead and trigger this algorithm on here. Please hit that thumbs up. If you're watching this, hit that thumbs up if you like what I'm saying. But What I do want to say is this, is that, you know, everything is pretty much for sale right now. People are trying to make money because people don't want to work in that system. However, if you don't want to work in that system, at least try to do it in a way that's honorable in a sense. Like if I don't know something, you guys know, I will try my best to give my honest opinion about something. Like y'all might say, Bolo, you love everything. You love all the stuff these people saying. Trust me, I have a whole bunch of stuff sitting in my utility room right now that I have never touched after the moment I took it out the box. Some stuff I've actually taken out of the box, some very expensive equipment I've taken out of the box, and it did not work. Like, did not work at all. You know what I'm saying? And then some people are like, man, like how, like what's going on? Why is it, why is this not working? Why, why you not doing this? Why you not doing this certain thing? Because I've tried it and I didn't like it. You know what I'm saying? Now, there's some things that I wish I could get my hands on. I can't because I just don't do that. I would love to try all the different summit mixers like J Hot Scott is saying, you know what I'm saying? I would love to try all of that stuff. But, sometimes I can get my hands on stuff and sometimes I just can't. It just is what it is. But if I do get a piece of equipment or something and I like it, I'm going to tell you guys, especially if I get a piece of equipment that I may like, and say, for instance, like the SSL audio interface. Love the SSL audio interface. But then I went out and got the audio interface, bought it with my own money, and they sound pretty good. They're two different sounds, but they sound pretty good, and they're around the same amount. Then you have the Focusrite stuff that sounds good, and it's around the same amount. You know what I'm saying? So I love all that because they sound good. They have different sounds, but they are about the same amount of money. However, do I like the Steinberg UR like 22 or the UR series? No, I don't like those. I had that. I used to go on the road with that, but I don't like that interface. You know what I'm saying? But that's just me personally. You know what I'm saying? That's just me personally. Some of you guys may like it. Some of you guys may not like it. But me personally, I just don't like that one. And I would tell you guys if I like it. You guys know I was very much against the MPC Studio, the MK2 Black Edition. If you guys watch my videos, I was heavily against that from the moment they sent it. And I actually reached out to Akai and was like, yo, I really want to get one. And shout out to my guy Herman over there. He ended up sending me one. And when I got it, from the moment I opened up that box, I'm like, oh, this don't look like how I thought it was going to be. And I actually got on there on a Friday night and made that video and told people I do not like what they did. And then I came around a couple months ago and did another video saying how the first one was still better than that. That was just my opinion because I want to stay true and stay honorable to my opinion. You know what I'm saying? My thing is, a lot of people are saying yes, yes, yes to a lot of things. Because when I first got started on YouTube, you know what I'm saying, it was like a lot of smaller companies were sending me stuff. I was getting stuff from Tonar, you know what I'm saying, even Unison. Like I was doing the Unison stuff, which some of that stuff was cool. The loops and stuff were cool. The instruments, I felt like he was overcharging for that. So I had to keep it 100. I got to keep it 100. No amount of money is going to have me going up here and saying, I love this product, and you're trying to charge a lot of money for this product that really should only be about $30. And I felt really bad about even trying to do another one because, he hits me up. It's cool. He's a cool guy. He hits me up, but I just feel like the price point of the Unison stuff is not right. So I feel like the product is good, but the price point of it just doesn't match up. That's why you're not seeing me do videos and stuff like that. I get a lot of stuff from a lot of companies, and if I feel like it's not intuitive to work like quickly, like me, I'm the type of person, if I have a plug-in or whatever, right now we are in 2023. With the amount of technology and stuff we had, with the stuff we have right now, with the amount of technology and stuff we have, it should not take you no longer than 5 or 10 minutes to learn a plugin. or something that is being built right now. Now, I understand that everybody doesn't know how to use EQs. Everybody doesn't know how to use compressors, but we still should have some presets or something that we can slap it on and say, okay, this is how it sounds like this. This is how it sounds like that. Okay, it shouldn't be a whole process of installing stuff. It shouldn't be a whole process of like just learning how to use certain things. That's why you haven't seen me do certain videos on certain products, because I come from an era where I just opened up shit and I just used it. You know what I'm saying? Like the manual, what is that for? You know what I'm saying? But now with me doing certain things, like with these keyboards and using all of this outboard gear, I have to read the manuals on these new boards because a lot of the boards right now have scenes. I didn't get it at first, but then now I know what scenes are. I know how to break up scenes. I know how to use the sounds in different scenes to make up other sounds and combine stuff. And you can do all of this without having to use extra channels on my MP. And it just makes things a lot easier to where I can create sounds and create certain scenes. So if I want to make this particular sound again, I already have it saved as a scene. I already got my 3 parts hooked up to it, going through Midi track 1 and doing this and doing all that, which that's something I might need to do for my people who subscribe to me. So I might do the subscription stuff, you know what I'm saying? But that it took me a little while, but you know, with the hardware stuff, of course, you're going to have to open up a manual for that. But for stuff that you're doing, like so far software wise, I feel that you should not have to be like struggling to use these products. That's why I like isotope stuff. It's easy to use. That's why I like FabFilter stuff. It's easy to use. I even like the video I did the other day separating the sounds and stuff using Serato sample 2.0. I like how easy and how intuitive that was, because all I had to do was load in the sound and bam, I press a button, it's ready to go. You know what I'm saying? You got other people like RipX out there that I'm going to try out as well. I'm going to see how fast it is to learn that one. People are saying it's very good. They say there's some other stuff with isotope, the RX and all that stuff you can use with that stuff like that. But is it something that I can open up and go to work with? Because I get a lot of people that hit me up and say, I don't really understand this. I don't know how this works, this, that, whatever. It's like the MPC software. A lot of people don't get it because if you're coming from FL, if you're coming from whatever, if you're coming from Logic to FL, it's a learning curve, but you'll get it. You know, you still get it. If you're going to FL to Logic, you can still get it. A lot of people going from FL to like the MPC software or from Logic to MPC software, it's a huge learning curve and it takes a little while. And some people like it, some people don't. It just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. But that's why we have the tube. That's why we got the YouTube to figure this out. Because I know if I got to figure out anything like today, you know what I'm saying, I had to, you know, I'm doing some construction stuff in my house, which I know how to build and frame. I know how to hang drywall. I'm not the best person who likes to mud and tape, but you know, I'm trying to get better at mudding and taping to where I don't have to sand as much, but I'm getting better with that, watching YouTube tutorials. You know, I'm doing all this stuff, learning how to, you know, build, you know, add a sink and do wall art and all this stuff. I'm learning all this from YouTube, but I'm learning this from people who have done this over and over and over again, that has the expertise of telling me how to do this. That's why I was saying with the audio production music community, there's a lot of actors on here who are giving out information that is just not true. It's not true. Like me, I've been in a real record label situation a few times, and each time was a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? You're dealing with different A&Rs, you're dealing with different people on the label, you're dealing with all of that stuff. I've dealt with this sound exchange. I've dealt with the ASCAP and the BMI, you know, the different types of publishing. You know what I'm saying? I've dealt with all of that stuff. I dealt with mechanicals. You know what I'm saying? I've dealt with performance publishing. I've dealt with, you know what I'm saying, trying to get paid, trying to find your check, trying to find out who is this next person. I'm still signed in a publishing deal right now with Warner Chappell. I have a pretty big meeting with them, with my lawyer on Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? So I've been in that publishing type of a situation. I've had a huge record. I had a diamond selling record. You know what I'm saying? Even though they haven't certified it yet, which I just wish they would just certify, because come on, man. The labels just taking so long. But, you know, I have a record that's a diamond selling record. You can look at it right now on YouTube. Watch me whip, watch me nay nay. I was on the road with Silento. I was his producer, manager, security guard, whatever you want to call me when I was on him, because I took everything in my own hands, and I want, you know, and thanks to his aunt, uncle, they was very, very hands-on with me. You know, I was in that situation. I was setting up the tour dates with him. I was getting the rooms, getting the flights, making sure along with our goodness, I can't even think of his name. But with our tour guy, he was setting up everything with us. And, you know, he was taking care of, you know, all the logistics and stuff like that. We were doing all of that. You know what I'm saying? And we had basically between 4 people, we ran that whole operation while this kid was still in high school. You know what I'm saying? But things work out one way, things may work out a different way. You know what I'm saying? And then how the situation ended with that, I had stopped managing him in summer of 2016. He wanted to go in a different direction, and I couldn't stop him. So that's something. These are things that I can actually share. These are things that I can actually share with you guys on here. You know what I'm saying? These are like real industry situations that I can share with you guys, and I'm not capping about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's real. I got videos when we were being, you know, overseas, or when we was in Brazil. Like, I've seen what media in other countries can do for an artist if it's done the right way. I seen when we flew to Brazil, we was with another artist named MC Gee that he was already a pretty big artist down there in Brazil. And the first day we got there, they knew of the song, but they never really knew of Silento. But by the end of that day, that first day, just by going to a few media outlets and pairing him up with MC Gee and his parents, and we was going around doing different media, by that next day, the country was in a buzz like, oh my God, the kid is here. And then by that third day, because I had to leave early because it was during Thanksgiving time, he was huge in Brazil, and Brazil was a very big market for us. The same way we went to South Korea, shout out to Brave Brothers and all them out there that brought us out there. That was huge for us. You know what I'm saying? Dubai, same thing. Like, I was there. I've seen all this. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you know, there's another side to it. There's a record label side to this. There's a side to where now you have to get on the phone. You know, I'm on the East Coast. Capitol Records at that time was on the West Coast. So I didn't start getting phone calls till like 12 o'clock, you know, noon time here, because they would usually get in the office around 9 o'clock. And I would get calls all the way from 12 o'clock to 8 o'clock at night, sometimes 9 o'clock at night. And I would get emails and texts every single day. So Monday through Thursday, that was getting business stuff done. And then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday was us touring and traveling and everything like that. And I had to stay on point with that because we basically was doing everything amongst ourselves. It was just the 2 lawyers, me, him, and his aunt, uncle. You know what I'm saying? And I can say one of the A&Rs did a really good job by staying in touch with us and just really being there for us like that. But that's what I can bring to my channel. Do I know every artist situation? Can I look, you know, can I do this? No, I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Have I met a lot of artists? Yeah, I met a ton of artists. You know what I'm saying? I remember working at the studio, and we're in there with the artists working in the studio, and I remember right when Lil Uzi signed his big deal over there, he comes in, he says, hey, what's up to everybody? And next you know, he's out here. One of the biggest songs out. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, a lot of times people have to understand that everybody's situation is different. Because even that same year, I was working with a girl group, the Taylor Girls, the ones I just showed the plaque for the other day. They got their deal in 6 months. Excuse me. They got their deal in 6 months, And their deal was much different from the Silento situation because they had a big like internet song at that time, but it was not as big as the Silento record. But it was still the same thing because I used pretty much the same method to get the record where it was at. So, you know, you had that record come about and their dad was really hands-on with them. And then they end up doing a few records. We ended up doing a whole EP together. And that situation was through RCA. So it was a totally different situation. And that situation was more on the East Coast because the A&R was here in Atlanta. And we dealt with a lot of people from RCA that was right here in the New York office.